financing this movie. And I said, really? And he goes, yeah, fuck yeah, because if you mess up, at least we'll have a good director on set to take over. So whatever works, man. And suddenly, boom, we had financing on the movie. I didn't pay for it anymore, man. Stupidest fucking thing I've ever written. I love it, don't get me wrong, but it fucking found financing. I've been trying to get Clerks 3 financed for 3 years, but couldn't find financing, but found financing for the Walrus movie, which is heartening to me on one level, disheartening on another. Disheartening because I'm like, oh shit, I really want to make Clerks 3. But heartening because people are like, well, we've seen Clerks and we've seen Clerks 2. But I ain't never seen no fucking movie where a guy turns another guy into a walrus, so take my fucking money. So that's good. That means that people are still weird, interested in financing weirdness or things that aren't necessarily, you know, a guaranteed box office or something. So boom, we had a fucking budget and shit. It was crazy. I reached out to Quentin, sent him the script with a cover letter, telling him what it was and shit. And the message we got back from Quentin the very next day, 2 words, fuck no. And I was like, what? And we didn't find out until months later. Quentin thought, this is bizarre, he thought he was being offered the part of the walrus. No, but it was too late at that point, man. Fucking, he didn't get it and shit. We didn't have time to explain it and whatnot. I was like, we had no Gila point. I was LaPointeless at this point. And Sam Engelbart was just like, well, who's it going to be? He's going, because Quentin was part of the deal. And I was like, let me figure it out. I'll think of the second choice or something like that. I said, honestly, I thought he'd do it, man. Fucking Quentin loves to act and shit. He goes, apparently not in this shit. So I thought about it for a while, hung up, and I was like, fuck, who is it, man? And then, you know, how I'd gotten there in the first place, how I'd gotten to a place where we were actually about to make this fucking movie with somebody else's money, was by pushing whimsy. It wasn't me going, I'm on a fucking mission and shit, a Chautauqua, not at all. I push whimsy every day. If I have an idea, a whimsy, if I want to see it come to life, every day I try to push it forward just a little bit. You know, push it toward reality. And if it's met with resistance or hostility or fucking any form of like, hey, this can't happen, I back off, man. I'm a stoner, so I'm like, hey, it's cool. And I fucking go over here and do something else. And then the next day I come back and push it forward a little more, man. It's not an agenda. It's just like every day, just put a little bit of time into it, the same way you water a garden or some such shit. You do that for enough fucking days, sooner or later, you're standing on the precipice of accomplishment. It's crazy like that. So I pushed this whimsy all the way to the point where we were about to make this fucking Walrus movie. The fastest I'd ever made a movie in my life. 6 months from the moment that I was on that podcast with Scott Mosher going, wouldn't this be a fucked up movie? 6 months later, I'd be on a set looking at Justin Long covered in rubber, going action, and he's like, and shit. Because he was the fucking walrus. So pushing whimsy fucking works. At least it works for me. So I was like, all right, man, pushing whimsy got you this far. Push whimsy a little bit further. You don't have fucking Quentin, you thought you did. If you could cast anybody in that part, never mind fucking budget or logic or common sense, who would fucking you like to work with? And I was like, Johnny Depp. It'd be amazing to see Johnny Depp do something like this. Johnny Depp used to do weird fucking stuff all the time. He still does very weird stuff for mainstream. But I bet you he would fucking love this. He'd crush something like this. Good news is that I've known Johnny Depp for a number of years. Our children grew up together. First day I brought Harley to grade school at Little Red Schoolhouse. Dropped her off in class, watched her accommodate and shit, and she was like, bye. We turned around to leave, and me and Jen, my wife, turned around, there's Johnny Depp standing there holding hands with Lily Rose, his daughter. And I was fucking flabbergasted, I had no idea, man. So said the first thing that came out, I was like, Captain Jack! And I knew we'd be friends because he goes, Silent Bob. So I've known him for years, ever since the kids were little. I see him at every school event, every fucking birthday party, my house, his house. Lovely human being. Never once did we sit there and talk about working together and shit, because he's in movies and I make movies. So it was never like, hey, we should work together one day. No, he generally talks about music and stuff like that. That's what he wanted to do most in the world, was be a musician. He's in a band. He's still in a band right now. But, you know, the acting thing worked out a little bit better. So when you talk to him about it, I'm like, dude, did you ever fucking think that, like, if there was a Mount Rushmore of actors, your face would be one of the fucking 4 faces up there? And he goes, no, most days I just think of myself as a failed musician. Isn't that awesome? What a great ego to hang around with, man. Lovely fucking human being, great dude. So, known him for years, never once talked about work. I don't even know if he knew what I did for a living other than fucking play Silent Bob and shit. So I said, Depp, man, like, why don't you text him? And I had his number because The year before, he took the girls to Coachella. And he was like, I'm taking the girls to Coachella. Here's my number. If you have any questions over the weekend, just text me. I'm reachable. And I said, I got one question right now before you guys leave. And he goes, what is it? I said, can I go to Coachella with you? He said no, and they fucking left. So I had his number, never texted him. I said, fucking text him. What the fuck? It was the worst thing that can happen. He'll be like, Kevin, no. And I'd be back to square one. So I texted him and said, hey man, this is Kevin Smith, Harley's dad, because that's who I am in that world. And I said, I never thought I'd say this, but I have a movie that I think you'd be perfect for. And I hit send, and I didn't expect to hear back for a long time, except right away, 3 little dots come up. And I'm like, holy shit, somebody just read it. And somebody's fucking writing back. And I got real scared, like I was about to get in trouble or some such shit. And the message comes up, just one word, it says, Kevin? With a question mark. I said, yeah, dude, I wrote this movie. It's got a part in it that I think you would crush. Very weird movie. Best way to explain it is I'll send you a link to a blog. You read about it. If it's your kind of thing, let me know, and I will send you a script. So he goes, okay. Sends him the link to the blog and shit. An hour later, he wrote back. And it was crazy, because I was staring at the phone for an hour going, fucking come back, come back. Finally, I saw 3 dots come up. I'm like, oh my God, he's fucking writing and shit. And what he wrote was beautiful. This is the thing most people don't know about the man. He's an insanely eloquent texter. One of the most eloquent texters I've ever dealt with in my life. No emojis for this motherfucker, man. It's not a conversation of like a shit pile, lightning bolt, happy face, where you're like, what the fuck? Like, he literally writes words out. And the words he wrote out, I'll never forget. He wrote, fascinating. This smells like something I would care to swim around in. Color me intrigued. It's like getting a fucking text from Lord Byron. It's so beautiful, man. Even his fucking texts have scarves all over him and shit. So I said, I'm gonna send you the script. And he said, okay. I sent him the script. Didn't hear from him for like a month. Month went by. Didn't want to bug him again and shit. Felt like maybe he got the script and was like, Walrus movie, fuck, and threw it out or something like that. So I was driving to the airport one day with my new assistant at the time, Ashley. It was her first day on the job. The only reason I remember that is because 2 things happened in the car on the way to the airport. One, she almost put us into the side of a bus, my side of the car. So, you know, fucking Ashley's a beautiful human being. She's a 26-year-old lesbian, like gorgeous as hell and shit. All happy, always smiling and whatnot. But, you know, most of her life is consumed with pussy. That's why I liked her. I was like, mine too. And so, you know, she was always someplace else while she was driving and stuff. She almost put us into a bus. I was like, Ashley! She was like, sorry. I was thinking of girls, you know. So she's driving me to the airport. That happened. The other thing that happened is I got a text. Looked at my phone. It was from JD, from Johnny Depp. I said, Kevin? Question mark. And I looked at it and I was like, oh fuck. 3 more dots come up because he's writing another thing. And it says, I love the script. I cannot wait to be Guy Lapointe. My heart fucking stops because I'm like, oh my God, fucking, like, are you serious? Like, is this possible? Did I just get the world's greatest actor for the world's stupidest fucking movie? Like, is this happening right now? And there was nobody to fucking talk to. My wife wasn't there, Jason Mewes, fucking Scott Motion. Nobody from my world, just Ashley driving the fucking car. So I get all emo, I put my hand in the air, I go, Ashley, take my hand. And Ashley's like, you know I'm gay, right? And I was like, yeah, this ain't about that. Just fucking, this is a big moment, take my hand. She's like, what's the matter, what's the matter? And I said, if I read this text correctly, I think Johnny Depp wants to be in Tusk. And she goes, that stupid fucking Walrus movie? I was like, Ashley, let go of my fucking hand. I called him, I was like, you serious? He goes, oh my God, this is my kind of thing, dude. I love doing weird stuff like that. He goes, one time I made a movie where I had scissors for hands. I was like, I saw that one. So he's like, yeah, man, let's fucking do this and stuff. So what we did was we shot the movie without him in North Carolina, whole run of the show, and then saved 2 days that were all the Guy Lapointe days and shot him in Los Angeles when the dude was free. He was in the middle of doing Alice in Wonderland 2, so he couldn't be where we were at the time of the shooting, but he was like, I'll come back to you guys and we'll do it in Los Angeles at my leisure and shit. I was like, oh my God, this is fucking, I'm beside myself. This is fucking cool as hell. So I called up Sam Engelbart, man, like when I first heard that Johnny was gonna do it, because Sam Engelbart was like fucking sweating me about who was gonna play Guy Lapointe if Quentin didn't fucking do it. So like after I hung up with Johnny, the first person I called was my wife. I called Jennifer and I was like, oh my God, you were never gonna fucking believe this, but Johnny Depp just fucking said he wants to be in Tusk. And Jennifer goes, you did not bother the Depps with this stupid fucking Walrus bullshit. Jesus, Kevin, we got to see them in school. And I was like, no, but he fucking said yeah, and he wants to do it. And she goes, well, you better call Sam Engelbart because he's calling you. So I call up Sam Engelbart and he goes, Kevin, where the fuck have you been, dude? He's like, we're about to shoot in a week. Who the fuck